Hey there, it's Foggy here. Welcome to a year of solo board gaming, my ill-advised and stupid attempt to do one playthrough for every day of the year. This is game number 98, is the end of the week for the Cult of the New Week, where we're playing games that were released 2019 or later, which is technically not even Cult of the New. Like, the only reason I did 2019 is because I really wanted to work in On Tour, and that was technically published in 2019. This game was published in 2020. Now, we did a solo version of it yesterday, and I kind of wanted to show you this to highlight it. Now, we're actually going to do something that we've not done yet before on here. We're actually going to play the multiplayer game, but we're going to play it two-handed, so you get a chance to see the full game. I was stunned at the difference between the two. Like, there are a lot of times where the solo experience and the multiplayer experience are different. This takes the cake. This might be the biggest difference between a multiplayer experience and a solitaire experience that I've seen in any game. And we're going to go through. I don't think we're going to do all the holes. If I can get one of these two players up to maybe 2 holes, I might stop it there. I might stop it after half an hour. It does take a while. Supposedly it takes 10 to 15 minutes per hole. I've set us up for 6 holes, and so that could take an hour. And I don't want to spend an hour on a game when it's not even a true solo. But we are going to go ahead and play. This is the setup for the game. We have 6 randomly selected holes set up. Each has a card from the Pro Shop already on it. Now, the Pro Shop, in addition to having all of the clubs that we had in our deck that we did for the solo game, plus all of the equipment, plus some of the equipment that was set aside that was not used in the solo version, also has a bunch of crew people in it. And those crew people are part of the Pro Shop deck. So there's this whole section of cards that you don't get to play with in the solo. In addition, we've got our vintage drivers, our broken tees, and our 3-putts. These are sort of some regular cards that we always have available. This is essentially a deck building game. What you're trying to do is you're trying to build a deck that will allow you to easily score these holes. Now, the problem is that it's really easy for your deck to get out of control, and it's actually what's thrown me a couple times with this. You're going to start off with basically 7 of these cards. These are chip shots. They get you 30 yards and are worth 20 credits. They're garbage. In addition, you've also got whiff cards, and the whiff cards will simply add a stroke to your hand if you're going for the hole. What you're trying to do is you're trying to, in your hand, get a set of cards that will allow you to actually make a hole on one of these from start to finish. So unlike in the solo version where you're putting cards down and those cards stay on the hole, you have to have in your hand everything that you need for that hole all together. So if you want to get 440 yards, you're going to have a putter, anything with a P on it. You're going to have enough yardage from your golf clubs to get 440 yards. And if you have any duff cards, any things like this whiff card in your hand, those count against your hand. But for now, the early part of the game, it really is just deck building. I'm going to go ahead and give this one more quick shuffle. In addition to everything else, you also have these caddies. Now, the caddies are the same. It's 4 of the same card, just with different backgrounds on each. And each of them give the same abilities. Now, there are a total of 9 token spaces. These tokens get knocked around like crazy, but these tokens are used to indicate that you've finished a hole. So, for example, once I've got 1, it'll go there. And as you see, it reveals a letter. I'm going to show it on this one because I think it's probably a little easier to see. And if you get 2 more, it reveals another letter, and then at 6, you reveal a 3rd letter. Basically, these are additional abilities that the caddies have. For example, the ability that you have after the first hole that you do is that you can then trash a chip shot card for twice its credit value to get a better club. What's really great about that is that, as you will see in the game, you will sometimes get way too many cards in your hand. I'm trying to just make a little bit more space here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this down here. There we go. Oh, and I should probably change the overhead camera to not be out of focus. So you want to try to limit how many cards are in your hand. If you have too many of them, then basically as time goes on, it's going to take forever for you to get back to your cards. And that has actually sunk me on both times that I've tried playing this game sort of multi-handed. I'll end up with like a deck of 30 cards, and I'm like wondering why I can't get a putt. And you do need a putter for every single hole that you're trying to complete. And as you can see, like you can get the 3-putt here, but that 3-putt is adding 3 strokes to your card, to your hole. That is a nasty card to have at the end there. Let me get the focus on this set. which I should have done before I started recording. There we go. That's done. All right. So I shouldn't have any flip, flip, flip. All right. So we'll start off with our player 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You draw 5 cards from your deck, reshuffling if necessary, and you take a look at your cards. Now, if you're not going for a hole, you can go ahead and discard the Duffs down into your discard pile, and the rest of these you are trading in for credits. So I have 80 credits to start off with. I'm going to go ahead and take the regulation putter. That is an easy card to get. It's basically I get a putter for two strokes instead of 1, instead of 3. It's not the best putter by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a putter. That is important. So now we've got a new glove available. Off to player 2, who will do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gets 2 of the whiff cards in the opening batch, so has 60 credits to work with. And I'll just go ahead and take this 9-iron. This 9-iron might be useful. We'll go ahead and replace that. You refill the Pro Shop at the end of the turn, so you don't do it as you go along. Let's see, we're going to do 5 more cards. So, not surprisingly, since there were 7 and 3 to start off with, we got 2 more whiffs. We got 60 to spend. Now, unfortunately, the only thing I can really do is, yeah, here we go. We're going to get a new glove. This new glove is going to allow us to work through our hand a little bit more cleanly. So we go ahead and replace that. And we're going to have the same exact thing over here. This is going to be 1 card gets discarded because it's a Duff card, and then we have 80 to play with. 80, we might as well take the 5-iron because that's going to be all 80 points. We still do not have a putter for our second player, so that is going to be our player's second player's concern. We have no more cards to draw for player 1, so we're going to reshuffle. This works like any other deck builder. Hand management is really important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we've got special new glove. We're just going to go ahead, trash a card from my hand, trash the whiff card, and we draw another card to replace it. So this goes into the discard. This does not go on the caddy card. That is a special place. So now we got 60 to work with. I'm going to be ruthless here. I'm going to go for the umbrella because the umbrella, much the same way, will allow me to... Nope, I'm actually not going to take that because that looks like it could be good, but not quite. I'm going to go for this 90 here, mostly so that I can start to work my way up. Player 2, see, the little things on here will go all over the place, to be honest. Quick shuffle, 5 cards. All right, 1 whiff, but I do have a 9-iron. Now, I'm not going for any of these because I don't have a putter yet, but this will be better in terms of credit. So this gives me 30. I've got 90 to work with total, and I should have drawn another card. And I think, honestly, I think it's to go for the 5-iron. So far, I've been lucky. I've got 2 irons here that will not have any sort of like weirdness to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is pretty good. This is all chip shots and putter. Now, technically, I could try to go for one of the holes. It's not enough, though. I get 120 yards out of this, nothing on the putter. So instead, I'm just going to look at this as 105 credits. And I think at this point, I now start to look at what can I get that will help me finish off a hole. And the fairway wood is definitely what I want to do. All right, and now, player 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got, because we don't have a putter, we can't really do anything else there. We still don't have a putter up front. Now, if you ever go 3 rounds without anybody actually drawing from the Pro Shop, the Pro Shop gets reset, and then you can go from there. We've got 80, 120. There's a part of me that wants to just go ahead and get this 3-putt so we can try to get something closed. If I go for that umbrella, which I'd kind of like to do, because you can use that to discard a Duff card, I don't have anything that I could then go with it. I'd have an extra 70 credits to use, and I could get that 3-putt. That 3-putt is horrible. It really is just horrible. I can't get the 5 wood. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this vintage driver and a broken T. And there we go. All right, so we've got one card left over to draw from, so we're going to shuffle this up. A quick shuffle here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, we get to trash a card. So we'll trash that whiff card. Draw another card in its place. So now we've got a fairway wood and a regulation putter. We can do it. We have a way to get a first hole. So we're going to play these for yardage. And for yardage, I'm just going to set this up here, 190, which means we then play the top luck card. Now the luck cards can be good or bad. Bad luck, return a Pro Shop card from your hand to the display. Any club, equipment, or crew card you gain from the Pro Shop deck qualifies. Technically, I don't have one in my hand right now. I have one in my discard. So, doesn't count. I've already discarded it. So then we play the regulation putt. That's going to count. That is going to be hit the nail on the head here. That's exactly 190 yards. So we're going to score hole 6. We'll write this down here. We've got par 3, and we scored a 3. Let's go ahead and write the pars in for the other holes. 4, 4, 4, 4, and 5. So that is good. We have managed to close out a hole. Now we are the first players to get something off of here. So we are going to get this little Duffers card. And this titanium T now goes into our discard pile. And at the end of the game, subtract 4 Stokes from your final score. That's huge. That is really nice. The other thing is that we bullseyed that hole. And there's a special thing for bullseyeing a hole. You can trash any card you own from your hand, your deck, or your discard pile. So yeah, I can now trash a card if I want. And I would like to get rid of H. It says you can do the deck, so we may as well do this. Say goodbye to that. And then we'll give this another shuffle, since we took one from the deck. And that is the advantage of bullseyeing. Okay, so this is great so far. We've also now opened up the first ability of the Caddy card, which is to trash a chip card for twice its credit value. So that means I can get 20 and then 40 for this if I trash it. And I will go ahead and trash this chip shot. And I'm going to play defensively here. I'm going to take this umbrella for 50. And this is going to go into the discard pile as well. So that is the end of the turn. We're already on the board. All right. Our other player here has 2 cards. Give a quick shuffle here and do 3 cards more. The rest of the player deck goes there. And look at that, 3 whiff cards. That is just horrible. So now one of the other things to keep in mind is that once you unlock an ability on your Caddy card, it unlocks for everybody. So even though my second player here has not unlocked the ability to do the double chip shot, they can because I've unlocked it over here. So I can get rid of this chip shot and go for 60. I could also just simply keep it and get a broken T, I guess, at the end. I think that's the only thing I can do is get a broken T. And the broken T will help with score at the end. It's not a great card by any stretch of the imagination. On the plus side, I have no more Duffs in the rest of my deck there. So let's see, 5 more cards. And we got a 9-iron and a bunch of chip shots. So we can't sink a hole because we don't have another putter. We can, however, trade in a chip shot for credit. So that'll give me 125 to work with. And for 125, I could go for the 15-ball retriever. Would allow me to take the putter back. Kind of need some big scoring items. I think I'm going to go ahead and get this. I still have 50 more that I can go with. I'll go ahead and get a broken T. No, you know what? I'm not going to get a broken T. I'm not going to take anything else. I'm going to try to learn my lesson from the past games. Lucky Laney. Once per term, ignore the effects of one card with bad luck. That would be nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now on the plus side, we are good in terms of Duffs. However, we're not really going to get that much here. 120 to work with. I kind of want to take Lucky Laney. I think we're going to take Lucky Laney. Because once that gets played, that's no longer in your hand either. So we got one card here. One, two, three, four. Okay, so we've got 15 ball retriever, which is useless here because I can't retrieve anything. I've got a 9-iron, a fairway wood, and a couple chip shots. So I'm going to get rid of the chip shot. That's going to count as 40, 60, 85, 135, 170. So 170 to work with. And I think I want this 5 wood, so I finally get some much better yardage out of my clubs. And now there's a regulation putter on the board. And I'm going for that regulation putter, come hell or high water. Exactly 5 cards left. I have a 9-iron, a 5-iron, a 5-iron. So that's 85, 115, 115, 135, 175. So I can trash that and get 175 for what I need. And I will take this regulation putter. And I guess I will also take... I kind of don't want that 7-iron. I want to try to keep... Well, though, I mean, we're going to have Lucky Louie. So we get to... well, we get to ignore one bad luck card. That doesn't mean we get to ignore a Duff card. We'll take those 7-iron and play it safe. 2 cards to replace. We got a Miracle Pitching Wedge, which is an amazing putter. Adds 30 yards, plus it's a putter. All right, so 5 cards. We have our Regulation Putter, Titanium Tee, and 3 chip shots. So garbage, really. Can't do anything with these to score a hole, so we'll trash that for 40. That's 80, 110, 145. I am going to go ahead and take this one. Again, we need some larger cards. We're now going to shuffle. So Arm Brace Blaster is interesting. It also feels like it's not a great card, and I'm surprised it's not an early birds card. A number of cards have a little star on them that indicates that they are available for people to get, so that they can they allow for better progress early on in the game, and that feels like the sort of thing. All right, we got Lucky Laney. We got Lucky Laney helping us. We have a 7-iron and a regulation putter, and we have a 5-iron. So here's the thing. I can, if I wanted to, either do this hole, which would be good. I get on the board. I could go for this hole. I can't do that one. I can't do that one. That's just that's my fault. I am just thinking about this. It's getting that Miracle Pitching Wedge would be really helpful. Getting putters is really important. Without them, you can't finish off the course. But it's rare that I'm going to have this sort of opportunity. And it should be over here. So I think I have to do this. I think I have to try to play these. No, I'm going to play that. I'm going to get a luck card to go with. Lucky break. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. All right. So I can draw 2 and then discard 2. Great. I'm going to discard this. I don't know if I have to play the way that this is worded. Yeah, I think the way that this is worded, I'm going to discard these ones. This is simply going to count against my my hand, so it actually turns out to be bad luck, but it's not included as bad. It's not listed as bad luck. So basically, I finished that off with a 5. I'm the first one to get Pine Alley, so I get this, and I get the Putt Guru. I'm on the board, hole 4, +1. Okay, so we've got that scored. Next up is going to be this player. Player 1 is going to need 3 cards to finish drawing. That 565 is really tough because it's tough to get that many yards in one hand. Okay, so New Glove allows me to trash a card from my hand, except I don't want to. These are all really good, and I don't have a putter in here, so bummer. So we're going to go with just simply gaining cards. And right now it's going to be 45, 95, 150, 175. So I am taking the putter. That leaves me with 75 to work with. I want to be careful about putting too many cards in my hand, but a pitching wedge would be helpful because that does add, that can be useful for helping close out small distances. So that's going to be my goal. Oh, that gimme putt, yes. Let's see what I'm getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that goes away. I do not think I'm going to get enough to get that, however. So I get 10, 60, and I can make this 120, so I'm 5 short to get that putter. That is a pisser. That is a huge pisser. Okay, 120. I will go ahead and get the Lucky Visor since that will work well with Lucky Laney. That blows. Pitching wedge. So player 1 is definitely going to go for the gimme putt because it does not look like I'll have enough to get a hole in this one. Although I could use this to retrieve a club card. I just don't think there's anything I can actually do with that. That will make a difference. So we're going to go ahead and get, let's see, 20, 55, 85, 120, and then this can get traded in. This can get thrown away. It's going to put me at 160. I will take this. Can't do anything else with the remaining 35 credits, but I don't care because it gets a chip shot out of my hand. Regulation putter. All right, so that's not the worst thing in the world. It's not great by any stretch. 5 more cards. We get a 9-iron. We get a whiff. We're not going to be putting this or sinking anything this round. 30, and again, I don't know if we actually get it. No, we do. So this will be 60, then this is 40. So we're at 100. I will take this putter. That goes into my hand. All right, so player 1, 2 cards, and shuffle. So this operates like it does, any other deck builder does. You are strengthening your deck, but again, you want to make sure your deck size does not go crazy, which is something I tend to have a problem with this game. It's so tempting to just keep, especially when you have a crap like this happen. So I have 2 putters here, neither of which are really going to help, and I've got this 5 wood, which would be great. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and do 5 wood, gain a Duff card, subtract 30 yards from my stroke. This will be 30. This will be another 30, so that will get me over the 255. And then I will use the gimme putt. That will add a stroke on as well. So I complete it. It's going to take me 4 strokes to complete the hole, but I do complete it, and that is the important thing. So that's going to be 0 for player 1 on this round. So that's 2 holes for player 1. Finally, I've got a regulation putter. It's worth 35 credits. I can't do anything with it, so that'll just go in the trash. All right, go in the discard, I mean. So 1 card. We're going to do a shuffle. We're now at the point where we're probably not going to be pulling a whole lot off the store, because again, it can get really awkward trying to get to a point where you've got a putter in your hand. So for example, like here, I don't have a putter. I have enough to get like that one and that one, but that's about it. We're going to trash a chip shot for 40 points. 85, 135, 155, 165. What can I get for 165 that is helpful? I am going to go for golf balls standard. And I can still get another 80. I will take the pitching wedge. That's 85. How much did I say I had? 40, 85, 135, 165. And currently, I'm at 85, so it leaves me another 80. I'll go ahead and take this vintage driver. The vintage drivers, if you use them for holes, they get disintegrated, so they're sort of a self-clearing thing. We restock the Pro Shop. We got a regulation putter. We got Wily Woody. All right, so what do we got? We got New Glove, which is great to trash a card from your hand, except I don't have a hand that I want to trash. I can retrieve any one club card from my discard pile and add it to your hand. None of these are really useful for what I want. I'm just trying to decide if I want to grab anything. So I could retrieve a club card, trash the club, the chip shot, and then that'll add a new card to my hand. But the problem is that probably will not do anything for me. So 50, 70, 105, 130, 160. I will take the putter. Again, trying to get as many putters as I can, just to work towards actually getting a hole complete. 5 more cards. Regulation putter, 2 whiffs. So if I do want to complete anything, it will be with a large number of strokes. So I could actually complete a hole. I could complete this hole here. I'd be at 235. It just does not seem worth it. That's going to be a huge amount of duffs in my hand all at once. So we're just going to put those off to the side. We're going to get 105 from this. $105. I can't get Wily Woody. Could, I guess, go for the wooden tee. I mean, that'll be, I get to subtract 2 strokes from my final score, so I'll do that. Again, I don't want to do too many more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over. At a certain point, you stop having chip shots to get rid of, because you start the game with 7, so once you get rid of, all 7, that's it. All right. So we've got a whiffer, we've got pitching wedges, we've got a miracle pitching wedge. So I could, if I wanted to, can I get the 360? I could. I could do 210, 90. That gets me to 300, 395, and then this evens out to 0. So these do make that. However, I'm going to do this in order because I've got some luck here that's going to come out. Lucky break. Until the end of your turn, ignore the effect of all duff cards. That is amazing. Then we're going to play this 9-iron. Get another lucky. Bad luck. Each player discards a putt card, then draws a card. That blows. Special. Play special ability to trash a card from your hand. If you do, draw a card. I will trash this. Chip shot. So, thank you, lucky cards. Unfortunately, it made it so that I could not complete the hole. Those get discarded. I can discard this for 40 credits. I have 65 credits now to work with. I don't care. I don't want that arm brace blaster. And it is important that once you go 3 turns without anybody taking anything, you get to reset that. But right now, I am going to stay where I am. That sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we've got a whiff. We've got a putt guru. Oh, wow. Putt guru makes every putter a 1-putt, 1-stroke. I can take these now. That would be awesome. Okay, so we're not going for the hole. We are going to take, we've got 85 in credits. We're going to take 1 gimme putt and leave it at that. 5. All right, so I've got a lot of good cards here. I've got a 5 wood that is 240. I've got 190, and then I've got a gimme putt. So that is going to be 430. Going to be close to completing that one. Will complete this one. It's way over to complete that. So we are going to do this and then gain a Duff card. The Duff card is, oops, not that one. Duff card, subtract 30. So, yeah, we're going to do 190 and then reveal the top luck card. Bad luck, negative 30 credits until the end of your turn. Not the worst thing in the world. We're going to do give me putt. So this is now 430 minus 30 gives me 400. That's perfect. That allows me to complete this hole here. So that is with 3 strokes as well. So that's a -1 on hole number 3. I get the Duffer card, which is an 8 iron, and I put another hole here. I can now, when purchasing a card, a player may place it on their caddy card instead of their discard pile. That basically works to hold on to a card so that you can use it on the next turn. We get rid of this. We have negative 30 credits until the end of our turn, so even though we can get rid of this for 40, we really only have 45 credits to work with. We will, however, get rid of it anyway because I hate chip shots. So the rest of these got played. I'll put that here. We're going to draw some more cards. I've only got 4 left, so I got to redraw. And again, because player 1 has that ability, so does player 2 now. So player 2 can purchase a card and then put the card there on the caddy card. All right, and we got 4 here, so we're going to draw 1 more. All right, regulation putt and a whole bunch of chip shots. All right, so I think what we want to do, we're going to get this discarded for 40. Then we've got another, that's 80, 90, 125. 125, I think we're taking 2 3-putters. Again, since we've got the putt guru, each of these is now a 1-stroke putter. I think that that's just a no-brainer. We've got 4 cards left, so we're going to do another shuffle. This is not too bad on time. We're only at about 30 minutes. Oh man, screwed that up. All right. 5 wood, ball retriever, umbrella, regulation putt, and titanium T. So, can't do anything with the 15 ball retriever. Can't do anything with the umbrella. 5 wood I get 240 yards on. I can get 30 yards on this. So that's 270. Not enough to complete anything, so it's pretty much just turn it in for credits if I want to. And if I don't, we're resetting the board at this point. So, do I want any of this? I think I kind of want that 150 or 140. I certainly will have enough credits to do it. I'm not even going to worry about that. You know what? I'm going to go... What do I have? I got 60, 95, 125, 195. 195, I'm going to grab a couple vintage drivers. I think this might help me complete some of these larger holes. Just get those in there. Because again, once you use them for a hole, they get disintegrated and you don't have to worry about them again. I kind of want that on the course one, that gallery up there. But I do have a couple whiffs. That's awesome. So 3-putter is 25. All told, this is 105. 105, I think I'm taking 2 more. I'm not taking any more 3-putters. Taking a vintage driver. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and we did not take any of this. So these, and I should have done this. I should have done this on his turn, actually. I'm very unfair with myself. Trained Gopher. That would have been much better than... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just rule. Since I forgot to do that at the end of player 1's turn. Player 2 is going to get this reset, and we'll go ahead and take... I forget what I have, but I will just go ahead and take this. And I can put it here so that I can play it on the next turn. The coach. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 wood for 210, 8 iron for 140. That's 350. Got a regulation putter. And I got a pitching wedge. So if I do these, I will be getting 350, 440. That's 440 exactly. However, I'm pretty sure my yardage will get adjusted the more I play. However, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to go for this 440 up there. All right. Reveal the top luck card and play it immediately when this card is played for yardage. Lucky break. Discard any number of cards from your hand and discard that many number of cards. So that's neutral. I don't need to discard anything. Actually, I don't need this pitching wedge. Do I want to? No, I don't want to. I don't want to risk it. Gain a duffed card. Okay. So duff card. We will Toad have the yardage of the club card in your hand with the greatest distance. That's awesome. So that drops down to 105. So we're now at 105, 245. So I will need these. 245. This will bring me up to 350. Again, a duff card. And that drops me down to 70 here. So now at 280. I will play this. That will bring me up to 370. Double the effects of duff cards in your hand until the end of the... And neither of these apply because it's not negative yards or negative strokes. So good. So that does not apply. And then we have to play this regulation putt, so we actually put it in. So this is everything. This is the entire hand. So these are going to go back into our hand. These are going to go into the luck pile. We're going to count up our strokes. We had a 6-stroke hole on the 360. That's harsh. But we get fancy club covers. And we get +2 on that hole. That hurts. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will play this. We can trash a card, and that will pass along. Trash that whiff. That, however, does pass on the trained gopher to this side. Its basic ability is to trash a card in your hand, and then you lose the trained gopher to the other player. All right, so we don't have anything to putt with, so these will have to be for credits. We don't have any chip shots to trade in, and I kind of don't want to trade any of this in. Got 70, 85, 135. It's not enough to get... It's not enough to get the coach. It is enough to get the sponsor specialist. Maybe I'll go ahead and get that sponsor specialist. Put that there for playing until the next round. Oh, you know what? I should not have done that. I am playing this thing wrong. This should be back up here. I should have had the train gopher in my discard, which means that I technically still have a whiff card. So sorry. I forgot that when you're playing into here, you're basically adding... You have to play the card from your hand. You can't play it from the shop. So that was my bad. I'm going to go ahead and keep this in the caddy and then get rid of the rest of these for points. It is 85 points, 85 credits. It's not really a whole lot, but I will take this 8 iron here. All right, 5 more cards. Trash a card from your hand. Say goodbye to the hook. And then that's going to leave 190 plus the gimme putt plus the miracle pitching wedge. I'm going to put the gimme putt into the caddy card so that I have that available for the next turn. And then I'm not going to worry about the 100 credits that I would get from this. I don't think there's anything up there that I want for 100 credits. So player 2 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, see, I mean, this is the problem with doing it this way. You end up just basically not getting your putters out. So I will go ahead and turn these in for credits because I would like to get that coach if I can. So 50 credits. This gets traded in, plus this 10, and the 50 here. That's going to be enough for the coach. And I still have 45 credits to work with. I will not bother. Actually, I'll leave that there because that's plus 25 yards. That could be really helpful. Miracle putter. So right now we're still trying to get 2 more holes for this player, and we're still trying to get 5 holes for the other player. Okay. New glove, fancy claw. I don't see anything that's really worth it here. So I will try to see if I can get that 105 card. That's 85, that's 100, 140, 165. 165, I'll take the Miracle 9-iron. Might as well. It's not a good putter by any stretch. Okay, 1, 2. And I see a fitness trainer that I would really like to get. That fitness trainer can really mess things up. Oh, something I missed. Hook yard. Oh, I should have noticed that earlier. I think I might have messed some things up here because I wasn't paying close attention to the conditions down in the bottom here. Oops. There's a lot of rules to this game. All right, 5-iron, regulation putt, lucky visor. So, what can I get out of this? Can I get player 2 to finish another hole? The shortest one is 360. Probably not. Can I get that trainer up there? So I got 60, 105. The answer is yes. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get this trainer. I don't think I can get anything else. I will go ahead and leave this regulation putt in here instead. And then replace that card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we've got a lot of good stuff here. We are going to close out on another hole. So 240, and we're going to gain a Duff card. Oh, sorry, that's not it. And I'm going to do a shuffle this time. So I'm either going for the 440 or I'm going for the 565. And I think I can do either. We're going to get a Duff card. Toad, have the yardage. So that's going to be 120 now. 310. Add 60 yards to the end until your turn. So now we're at 370. Uh, 370. However, these are both woods, so if I'm playing it here, that knocks it down to 330. If I add this in, if I go here, I'm at 310. $530. The 9-iron will be too much. If I go here, Then I'm at 100, 270. I'm at 270. $460. Reveal the top luck card. 100 yards until the end of your turn and gain a duffed card. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. Not that one. Negative 40. So I actually gained 60 yards, which means that's now no longer good. Oh, my Lord. All right, so I'm back to this one. Still 120. 120 plus 190 brings me to 310. This brings me to 520. This brings me to 580. This brings me... Yeah, this is just not good. That's 120. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry. All right. 120, 100, 270, 190 makes that 460, which is way too much. If I do it over here, it's 120 plus 190 for 310, 520, 580, 640, 580, 640. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way to actually do this. I'm now way over both of the two things. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. I might as well see what else I get for a luck card. Lucky break, 50 yards until the end of my turn. All right, well, regulation putter, it's way too over. So that was a failure of a hand, to say the least. These are all going away. Luck cards are not always lucky. I feel like the good luck aspect of it is definitely not appreciated. All right, so we've got a 3-putter. We've got a 7-iron. We've got an 8-iron. We can get 260 out of this. 260. 320. I could also go here. Can I? Yeah, okay, yeah. Here we go. So I'm finally going to complete hole 6. 135 plus 60 is 195. Play the top luck. Once per turn, ignore the effects of one card with bad luck. Lucky break. Chip shots count as putt cards until the end of your turn. Fortunately, it does not matter to me. We will then play a 3-putt, which counts as a gimme putt. So that is 3 strokes for hole number 6. That means I get a par on that one. Hoorah. And then I've still got 55 credits to work with. Don't care. I think at this point we could probably shuffle again. I'm not going to worry about shuffling until I feel like it's necessary. All right, a bunch of bad cards this time around. I got a regulation putter. I got a vintage driver, miracle putting wedge. I am just going to keep 135. I've got 135. Is there anything that can help? I will take the 2-iron. God, that's horrible. All right, over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a whiff. There we go. At the beginning of your turn, you may trash a card in your hand. If you do, pass control of the trained gopher to the player on your left. So I don't think I can get rid of one now. Well, I'm going to roll that I can. You get that. And then that's going to leave a 3-putter and a 5-iron, which adds up to 70 points. Doesn't really help me out a whole lot. And then a duff card. And I don't think there's anything else I can really do. So I will get rid of that. I got 3 cards here. Closing in on an hour. Toad. Umbrella, discard a duff card. If you do, draw a card. All right, Vintage Driver. Let's see if this is... So this will get me 330 if I decide to play those. I cannot retrieve a club, unfortunately. And so I don't think I can get... Yeah, I can't really get anything else there. And I don't really feel the need to get another club from up there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get that rangefinder extension. So I played that, so I don't have that in my hand anymore. And I have enough cards, enough credits here for the rangefinder extension, so I'll just grab that. Ooh, I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coach. So that I can play for 330. So I can play it twice. And then if I play that, I get 495. Which is too much for that. 330. Unfortunately, I don't think that I've got enough here to really close out another hole. 495 is just a little bit too much for that one over there. And I can get 10 strokes from a broken tee, 10 yards from a broken tee, but that's not going to be enough to really make a difference here. So I think at this point I'm just going to take the rest of these and just discard them. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use the 50 from this to get the silicone club cleaner so I can try to get a few of these. Maybe I can get some of these hook duff cards out. But at this point, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, new glove. Can trash a card. I'm trashing these fancy club covers. I think that might be a good idea for some. It's not for me, which means I get to draw another card. All right, what do I get? What have I got that I can work with here? Played that, so I don't have it in my hand anymore. I've got 185, 140 for 325, 420, 450. But I dropped 30 yards overall because of the irons. So that brings me down to 420. So I don't think I can get there unless I'd have to get really good luck on the luck card and then hopefully not get anything bad on the duff cards. So I don't think I can do it. And I don't think there's anything else I want to do. I'll take the sponsor specialist, because that won't be part of my deck once I get back to him. All right, gimme putt, 125. I have to shuffle again. All right, we got a whiff, chip shot. Did I delete? I did. Well, I deleted that because of the glove. I didn't delete that because of him. So am I going for a hole? I'm not. Cannot. So the whiff is going to go back in there. And anything up there that I want to add to my hand? I don't think so. I don't think the gimme putt is really that important. Plus, I don't think I can get to it. But I can burn this chip shot and just get that out of my hand. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good. I've got a number of good cards here. 5 wood, could be 240. All right, 240, 450, 540. And over here, that's going to drop down to 490. If I play this instead, 450, 520, drops down to 470. So the question becomes, what happens with the duff card and... All right, let's try it. We're going to try these ones. First, I gain a duff card. We're going on 440 over here. Half the yardage of your club card in your hand with the greatest distance. So that makes that down to 120. Reveal the top luck card. And lucky break, you may now complete a par 3. That doesn't really matter because there's no one left. All right, so 120, 330, 400, minus 50 brings me down to 350, which means it's not going to be enough. I can play this, but because it's an iron, I'll be 10 points short. I'm at 430 right now. This has to add 10. Trash a card from your hand. This is the only card left. And if it's less than 40 credits. So fortunately it's not, but it does get trashed. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. That all gets trashed. Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we got nothing bad in our hand. We got a regulation putter. We've got 4 more holes to try to shoot for. And try to shoot for 360. Do we have enough to do that? So I've got a 135 here, and if I double it, I get 270. And then this will make 405. Which would probably be good for the turn's reach. And I'm still under for that, so then I can add my regulation putt. All right, I'm going to reveal the top luck card. Once per turn, I may ignore the effect of one card with bad luck. And that does it. I can combine this regulation putter with these two, and I'll get 4 strokes on turn's reach. Because I don't go too high over it, and I'll get 0 on that. These get discarded. And did I double anything there? I did. I doubled one of these. So I then trash it. Oh, so that's actually 5 total, I think. No, I was counting 5. I was counting 5. Yeah, because this is a gimme putt. This is only supposed to count as 1, but this was supposed to count as 2, so it's 4 total. All right, sorry. And I do trash this one. That still leaves me some lucky visors, some credits. I'm going to leave as is. I'm going to leave that there, though. Actually, I'm going to leave this here. All right. Player 1. 5 cards to finish off the deck there. Toad, Toad, Slice. I will go ahead and get rid of that. And that will allow the train gopher to go back over to player 2. Not really anything I can do with the other ones of these, except turn them in for credits. But at 85 credits, there's nothing I really want up there. Which means at this point we could reset it if we wanted to, but we're not going to. Just because I don't want to take up that extra time. We're already at an hour. 4, 5. All right, fitness trainer. Add 10 for every yard. All right, so what can I do here? Vintage driver. I don't have. Oh, I do have a putter, so I can do that for 330. Add 10 yards for each club card played for yardage on your turn. So that makes that 175. That makes that 350. 350 plus 10 for the putter makes that 360. Hook cards do not subtract yardage. That's fine. I will end up trashing this card, and this only counts as 1 stroke because of the putt card. So that is a 2-stroke hole on the Broken Lighthouse. -2. That is dang good. And then 3 putter. I will go ahead and put that in the caddy card and just toss that out. All right. And you'll see that I'm really not focused on attaining cards at this point. There's no point in trying to attain cards. Now it's just about using cards that you have to try to work better. And what's funny is, I mean, player 1's got nobody helping out. Player 2's got everybody helping out. Everybody saw player 2, saw how far back player 2 was. Good Lord. Okay, so we're not going to do anything with these. We're not going to do anything with any of these because we've got all these Toad cards here. It's just basically going to knock everything down. We're just going to discard and mulligan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whiff. We will go ahead and use the trained gopher to get rid of that. Although I could have, had I wanted to. Let's hold on to the trained gopher for a moment. Take the Swift card back for a moment. Okay, so Vintage Driver, 175 double. That means that we're going to get 350 yards out of this. Now, it's negative 20 yards to all wood cards, so technically this is 145, 155, 310. We're at 310. We're going to play this iron, 310. This drops down to 115, so that is 425. We're going to play a wooden T to bring me to 445. No, we're going to play the silicone. If I do this, sorry. All of that adjustment brings me to 155, or 310. 435. If I play the silicone cleaner, this is going to add 50. 485. And then 10 for the putter brings me to 495. That's too high. So I will use the train gopher to get rid of the whiff, so I don't have to worry about it. Use the wooden tee to bring that up enough. Actually, no, we don't even need to do that, do we? Sorry, 435, and then this gets added on to make it 445. We are one over. But that is enough to complete this hole. And he gets the card. He gets the basic bag. That will complete another one. Player 2 suddenly coming out of nowhere. I forgot to add those up. So Vintage Driver also got trashed because we doubled it. So that's 1, 1, 4. That's 4. So that's 0 for that. Vintage Driver will go into there. And Silicone Club Cleaner, you keep that in there and we'll get rid of that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we can overhit if we want to. I can trash a card from my hand and then draw another card. I don't want to do that though. Can I get anything from this? Is this going to be enough for anything? 325, that drops me down to 300. 345. It's a lot of math, by the way. I know this is a lot of math. I do apologize. This allows me to draw another card when I play it for yardage. So we're going to go ahead and go for it. So right now we are at 305, 345. This will just blow everything out of the water, but we can't overhit at this point. 345, 545. We have to draw a Duff card. That brings me down to 505. And we'll go ahead and use the gimme putt. And I think that's... Oh, no, we gain one more Duff card. I should have cottoned onto that, so that's another 40 yards we're down. And we also were supposed to draw luck. Trash a card from your hand or discard pile. Get rid of that. Okay, so where did I end up on this? Now that we've got all that taken care of. So 185, 325, 305, 525, 565, 485, which is, we don't have to worry about overhitting, but that does work. Player 1 has completed hole 1. And I should have added these up. This was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay. So that was par. We have one hole left. That's the big one. Neither of these I think are going to be useful. We will leave the regulation putter there just in case. Actually, we'll leave the new gloves just in case we pull up a two duff cards. 1, 2, and then we'll shuffle. All right, so our goal with this last one is to basically use something that will crush crush the Staggering Monk. 565. So can I do it? I can get 330, technically 350. This will bring me to 510. It's not enough. If I had a duff card in my hand, I could do it. I'm going to swap these out. I'm going to swap out the silicone club cleaner for the vintage driver and leave that there in my hand for the next turn. So now it's up to player 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a pair of slices here. I will just go ahead and trash one of these using the gopher. And I'll trash one of these using the new glove. Doesn't leave me with much else, but I will leave the 5 wood in my hand for the next turn. And then shuffle these. I appreciate you sticking with me. I know this has been a long stream. I am going to try to finish this out. I was originally thinking I wouldn't try to do a complete game, but you know what? We are almost out. Oh, good Lord, what did I do? All right, there we go. It's just a matter of trying to get this last hole. 5. Let's see how long that takes. A bunch of 3-putters and a silicone club. Yeah, this is garbage. All right, so that's unfortunate. All of those go by. Anything here that would work? We got the Miracle Pitching Wedge. That is not really going to work. I could use this to retrieve a club. Let's see what I got in here to see if I've got anything that's big enough to really work. 240, that might do the trick. 240 plus that is going to be 450. That is going to put me at 520. All right, it's going to be a nightmare to try to do. But I'm playing the ball retriever to pull out the 240. Just making sure that there's nothing else in here that would have been better. All right, we're playing 240, 210. I'm going to give this a try. 240, we have to play a duff card. Subtract 30 yards from your total yardage. We'll play the umbrella to discard, and we then get to draw a card as a result. All right, so we now have a sponsor specialist. We will play a titanium T because that will allow me to draw one more card. So we're at 270 right now. We need 295 to go. All right, 210. So we're at 270, 490. Plus we have to deal a luck card. Bad luck, negative 50. All right, so that brings me down 270, 480, 430. Can I do this? 430, 595. That'll be too much. That'll be 625. That will be too much to do. We'll play the vintage driver. If we played both of these, maybe. 480, 430, 530, not enough. All right, so we can't do it. That's a bummer. Thank you, Sprinklerhead. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pitching wedge, basic bag, regulation putt, 9 iron, broken tee. Basic bag allows me to discard something from here and gain something from the pro shop. I think I want to try to grab that. Yeah, I want to get rid of the pitching wedge. We're going to play this. We're going to discard a pitching wedge to gain the 7 iron. We're going to take this. We can make this now 350. 480, 590, putt. 605. That's within the limits. It's 40 over, but it's still within. So that's going to count as 2, 1, 1, and that is 6. So 1 over, but I do it. Player 2 gets the last hole and gets 1 more card. Oh, and we were supposed to trash whatever we used as the most. So that would be the vintage driver, which we were supposed to trash anyway. Okay. Back over here. This is the last turn that player 1 has to be able to complete this. If they can't do it, that's it. They're done. We're going to trash this hook. That allows me to draw a card. Plus, I used an equipment card, so the sponsor gets me another card. So what do I have left? Do I have anything to putt with? I have nothing to putt with. I can use the 15-ball retriever to get the gimme putt or miracle putt, something out of here. Let's get the 70. Well, let's figure out what we need. 140, 180. We might actually be able to do this. Let's figure out what sort of putter we need. 190. 275, 460, 600. We're 35 over, but we don't know yet what we're going to get as far as cards. So I'm going to take the Miracle Pitching Wedge, and then we'll go through these cards and just try to see what happens. Reveal the top luck card. Bad luck. All players gain a duff card. Thank you. Negative 30. Okay. 185. Reveal the top luck card. Negative 75 yards till the end of your turn. Jesus Christ. Might be helpful. 375 yards. $375 is 515. We gain another duff card. Subtract 40. The math is killing me on this. I'm good at math too. 515. We might as well add this in. 675. 705. 705 minus 75 is going to bring me to 630. 630 minus 70 brings me to 560. 560. It is a 565-yard course. I just want to make sure I did that right. 190 plus 185 is 375, plus 140 is 515, plus 165 is 680. Yeah. Plus 30 is 710. 710 minus 40 is 670, down to 640. 640 from 75 is... Oh, it's 565. Is that right? That would make no sense because these add up to no, these add up to a 0 at the last number. That is enough. Now I can. Oh, for Christ's sakes, I'm gonna have to break out a calculator. Good Lord. All right, 190 plus 185 plus 140 plus 165 plus 30 minus 40 minus 30 minus 75 equals 565. Exactly. That's it. Player 1 manages to score. How many points do they get? They get a lot of points. It's 5 total. So not too bad. So that is a 0 for them. So if we look at the final score, let's see. I get +1 on the score. And then 0 here. But then we also have T's to go through. And I'm pretty sure the T's would give this to player 1. Because I think I've got a T in here somewhere. No, I take that back. I don't have any T's. Titanium T, so subtract 4 strokes at the end of the game. That brings me down to -3 for player 1. And then at the end of the game, I'm going to take a look here for T's. Broken T, wooden T, broken T. So this is going to be -3 strokes, which brings me down to -3. It's a tie game. I tied myself. That's awesome. Folks, you've been very patient. Thank you for sticking around. I like it. It's not the best deck building game by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fun. It's a good game. I like the lightheartedness of it. It should be lighthearted. It's golf. No one should take golf seriously. That having been said, it does take a while. This has been, I think, my longest stream in a while, longest vid in a while, and I'm feeling it. Folks, I will see you tomorrow, and ciao, everybody.